It wasn't exactly what I was expecting, but Marvel's Avengers looks pretty damn sweet. We have a brand new 3-minute trailer showcased during the Square Enix press conference, going over a lot of new footage. No gameplay unfortunately, but later on we got a presentation with a lot of details about what this game will be about. There's also a confirmed release date and a beta stage, so let's jump right into it. Also a quick shout out to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video once more. They did an amazing job in the past at providing games at some really awesome discounts, which is why I'm recommending them all the time. You can find an affiliate link down below that you can use to get any game at probably the lowest prices you can find around. But going back on track, as the trailer implies, the game can be playable with more than just one hero. In fact, there are multiple Avengers already planned for release, with even more as post-launch content. For release date, the game is set to feature Captain America, Thor, the Hulk, Black Widow, and finally Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. But Ant-Man was also teased during the presentation, which might very well imply that it's coming up sometimes after release or soon after that. It remains to be seen if that is the case, but it does sound really exciting. It is a third-person action-adventure game that combines epic combat with cinematic storytelling, and even though there's close to no gameplay shown in the trailer, there are a few sequences you can see about what to expect from this game. You can see a couple of sequences with Iron Man, for example, flying around, the best representation probably being on the bridge, which I really liked despite being so short. Even though it's just a trailer, it does imply that you can use a dart spin while in the air as Iron Man and even use his iconic unibeam. The Hulk can also be seen momentarily throwing a bunch of cars away, and out of all of the Avengers, this is probably the character that I'm most interested in. I'm really curious if they managed to recreate the sheer power and destructibility that the Hulk has, and there's a lot of games that have done this in the past, so I'm hopeful that this is well represented in the game, which from the trailer itself it kinda looks like it is. I also liked Thor's skillset representation with a hammer ground pound and a hammer throw later on, and just because these heroes are super powerful, it doesn't mean that other human characters don't have proper skill sets. For example, Black Widow does appear rather agile and she uses a grappling hook later on, which I hope is usable more often during the regular play. It kinda looks awesome and you can probably swing around with it. I'm not really sure, but I would really love that. Moving on forward, a major feature of this game is going to be the fact that this is co-op, though you won't be forced to play online exclusively if you don't want to. If you do want to play online with your friends, then Marvel's Avengers supports up to 4-player co-op. Offline is also possible and it works. As I've said, in this case AI will take control of the 3 other heroes, so you don't need to have an internet connection all the time. One thing you should know about this game is that it is a live service game, which sounds a little bit worrying, though it is said that there's not going to be any loot boxes nor any pay-to-win scenarios. This is a big plus in my book. Also, all post-launch heroes and regions will be entirely free, so I'm assuming that this will most probably mean that the company will have to make money out of customization and vanity stuff. It remains to be seen though how this will be done, but it is said that there's unique benefits for PlayStation players. In this case, I'm fully expecting that there's going to be some non-game altering vanity stuff. In the past, other games have done similar stuff and they give away some cosmetics or some other customization options for PlayStation users or PS Plus users and so on. Also, if you're on the subject of PS Plus and PlayStation users, the beta that should start sometimes before the game launches is set to be exclusive for the PS4. And speaking of release dates, the game is going to come out on May 15, 2020, so quite a long way ahead, almost a full year, but it's going to be available on all of the major platforms, including of course PC, PS4, Xbox One, and even Google Stadia, which sounds really interesting. I'm not really sure how well it's gonna play on the Stadia, but you know, it's an okay service and some people are looking forward to it. Now the graphics is where I saw a lot of people complaining, or should I say the art style or character faces, and personally I think that the game looks really good in most of these aspects, maybe even all. The Avengers and their looks are pretty close to their depictions in the comic books. Maybe they don't look exactly like the actors in the previous movies, but I am honestly glad that this is the case because a shift in perspective once in a while brings in a refreshing touch, at least in my opinion. Of course you don't have to agree with me on this one. Facial animations also seem pretty good, though nothing over the top, and there are very few close-ups to properly judge this, but I kinda like it. It looks pretty decent, and even more so since I don't care about them too much. I mean, this is an action game, so obviously I care more about the gameplay rather than the graphics. I really like the suit design though for Iron Man, and this includes both Iron Man actually and Captain America, though really there's no complaint you can make here about the looks, as it's pretty much close to how it is and how it should be, and the high level of detail also helps with that. Finally, I also love the environment and the way the effects are being represented. I think it's a pretty game, and there's still some room to go until 2020, a whole year, so it's most probably going to get changed, but it remains to be seen if the world itself is going to be more linear or more opened. Story-wise, it seems that it's going to go in a similar direction with Captain America Civil War, though just conceptually, as in the Avengers celebrate their new headquarters on the West Coast, a tragedy happens close by that results in them being outlawed and disbanded, and of course, some time later, like 5 years later, they rejoin forces to take on some brand new threats. And of course, the cast is also made out of some really awesome actors, including Troy Baker, who voiced important characters in other AAA games like Batman Arkham series, Infamous, Uncharted, Far Cry, and so on. Also we have Nolan North and Laura Bailey, which Laura Bailey played as Mary Jane in the previous Spider-Man game, which I really love. I mean, that is one of my favorite games to date, and overall I think the project looks promising. I really crave for some superhero action games, and this does look like it's going to scratch an itch for some time at the very least. It looks also nice, and the fact that it's getting support post-release is also awesome, as long as there's no pay to win or predatory tactics. That is all for now though. Tell me what your opinion on this is. Are you looking forward to this game? Do you have any complaints about it? Comment down below, and also leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content like this, and I will see you guys next time, so peace out.